What's going on, my peeps? So, within the last several days, I've had plenty of time to contemplate my life's decisions. While I was doing that, I decided I was going to go ahead and build a perch on this. I got that thing fixed up, finished out. It's painted, and it is fantastic. It looks so good. So, this episode, guys, I'm going to go from cardstock to finished weld and paint. If you're interested in seeing how to build a perch for a 31 5-window coupe, well, several other things, but a perch for what do they call it? Straight axle, front axle. Old school style, man. Stick around, guys. I got the video to show you, and this is how I did it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to get the creative juices flowing. By that, I mean we're going to start figuring out something cool right here. So, I guess if you're wondering what's the plan, there is not one. I do have an idea in mind, which is a little rigid out front and then gets a little more complex. And then like a big ball at the end, kind of like swirls that you see like on leatherwork and whatnot. Probably pretty hard to explain, and I'm sure you don't catch my drift. Now, whenever I had this up before, so this is somewhat level. This isn't absolutely true. Neither is the front. So what I'm going to do is, well, first I guess I'll sharpen my pencil. First thing I'm going to do, I made that measurement, and I know that it was 7 inches from there as it's set with the original spring in there, the one that we just took out, okay? The new one is 1 inch and about 3/8 bigger. So we're going to want to add that in, and I want this front end to be down about 2 more inches. I want there to be a little rake to it, and there was to begin with, but I think we can get a little more hot roddy, okay? Now, with that being said, we got 7, so we're going to go 2 inches bigger, so 9. So we're going to go about, let's say 9 3/4. That's going to be about where I start, okay? Now, I'm going to add this into the bottom, so I'm going to measure that, because when we build this, we want something that is very clean looking coming out, okay? You'll see what I mean in just a second. So, this right here, let me flip my ruler upside down, is 1.5 inches. So, let's go, let's say for 13 inches, okay? I think this is a 12-inch rule. So, let's see what the height of this paper is. So, it's about 14. So, we're not too far off here, okay? So, let's say, let me get my tape measure. And you guys are just going to have to follow along for a minute, okay? This is the creative juices. This is where I do everything 3 or 4 times, but you're going to do this the same way, okay? There's nothing special about this. So I'm going to say about 4 inches. Should look like it's wide enough, but I do want the back coming out, so I'm going to come out, let's say 5 inches, all right? That's going to kind of give us an idea of where we want to be. So I'm going to mark this at 5, okay? 5 on the top. And this is just going to be preliminary. We're going to be cutting and moving and doing this, and probably have to do this 3 or 4 times before we get something that we actually kind of like. Okay, so I got me a line at about 5 inches. Guess one thing that I forgot? My scissors, of course. So I'm going to need to go get those, but let's set this here for now. Get the pencil there. So we got us a couple of marks at 5 inches. Give me just a second. All right, you guys are on the other side now. Now this should give you an idea of what I'm doing, how we're going about this. So we know we want the 9 inches off of here. So this is our 9-inch mark right in here. So I'm still really tall on it. I need to, because it's going to have to come out here somewhat. I still need to come over. And I'm not liking the curve. The curve isn't appealing right now. So, let me see if I was to make this. So, our 9 is right in there. Give me just a second. Let me take some of these curves out. Let's see what we're looking at there. Can you guys see right here? Okay. So all this is just going to be kind of rough for a second, guys, okay? We'll figure all this out as we go. So I need more over there. So we're going to put a line here. We're just trying to get a shape, guys. Right off the bat, I could tell I didn't like that big old curve on it. Okay, it acts like this is going to need to be down here. Okay. Okay, so I don't know that I like this. It's not symmetrical, but it's going to be where we start, okay? Let me get my marker over here. All right. This is just for your little preview here, okay? We're just going to make us a couple of dark lines. And of course I got it on the waxy side, which doesn't work the best. But this is going to give us an idea and a good place to start. And I wanted to make it kind of sweeping, and I still may. Guys, this is just a good starting point, okay? So far I don't like that at all. It's sticking out too much in the front. So, give me just a second. It's better right there. Okay. Yeah, so I already like that better. I like the back swinging over. That'd be pretty, that's pretty snazzy. That looks good. Okay. Let's talk about this right quick. So if I was to put this up, this is what we're looking at, okay? 86, this dark line right there. All right, I should probably just cut it out. It's gonna be easier to look at and to trace off. Give me just a second. Whole reason I'm doing this is because I couldn't sleep. I drank coffee, and I've even brought a cup of coffee out here. I guess I'm just wound up and not wanting to hit the hay just yet. And where this bottom is, that's where our, just a little over 9. I think I did it at like 9 3/4. Could have been 9 1/2. I don't quite remember, but you'll get the gist of it. Of course, whenever you draw all this out, you make it where it's very symmetrical, where it looks good. But this will give us our idea and piece that we need for the rest of it. And then I'll show you what I'm thinking, okay? Let me cut this off. All right, guys. Bear with me for just one more second, okay? So that's that piece. All right. So essentially what we've just done, within a matter of 10 minutes, something like that, and I'll try to condense this. This needs to be up here, okay? So this is gonna go on here. And it doesn't have a pattern on it just yet. But what we're trying to do is create the perch for this, okay? Now, the way that that is, I kind of like that. We know that we need to be at 3 inches, okay? Our perch in our 3-inch pipe is sitting over there. Our 3-inch pipe is gonna be right into here somewhere, maybe right in here. So the rest is just going to be, you're going to see through it, but it's pretty much just for support, okay? And more of, I guess, something to look at, okay? That's probably going to be the best way to say it. So this is where we're going to start right here, guys. Now, I'm going to modify a few things. I'm going to tape this up, so I'll be right back with you guys, okay? All right, guys. I think I've got this figured out. I'm about to stick these two pieces together, okay? I've already made my little paper form deal. So what I'm doing now, if you can see, I'm just doing my little pounce pattern on the top where I know the other pieces go. And I'm gonna tape this up. So, if we're looking at this, guys, I've got two pieces that are the same, okay? See it? They both have marks on them. One was the original, this one's the second one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these and tape them together, okay? Give me just a minute. Let me put the marks on this side too, just so I have them. And because I didn't do it the first time. I just put little dots on there, okay? Just so I know visually where I kind of want to be. It's easier for me. I'm a visual guy. Have to look at it. And then that sits parallel with that. This comes up. And this kind of gives us a neat little lip on top of it where if I was wanting to put some dimple dies in it, which I will, they would essentially be on the outside over here. So we're gonna have our big 3-inch hole or pipe right here. I can put one right in the center of there, maybe a smaller one, and then a little one. Okay? That's my plan, Stan. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm gonna see if I can struggle through this with you guys and watch this at the same time, okay? Nothing fancy, just a couple pieces of tape to hold it, okay? We're not trying to build the Taj Mahal. Just something to have up there. I can look at it and see if I like it. And I will know within a day or two what I don't like about the shape, the design, that sort of thing, okay? This is just for reference. And I do this a lot on a lot of stuff, guys. This is something everybody just kind of, well, you get it. There's no need to explain to me. I understand. Okay. Got one. Let me put one more little piece of tape here. Okay. Trying to get it to hold. That's it. Then the grand reveal will be in just a second. So, we got that piece. I know these two have to be clocked together. I'm just using my bionic eye, okay? Nothing special here. And this should kind of get us in the ballpark. So this is kind of egg-shaped on one side. I'm going to squeeze it just a little. Get that piece there. There we go. You can do it. Sorry guys, it's just like I wanted to get this done. It's not been bothering me, but it's on my mind, dog. Like I want to start getting this going. This car is so sweet. Timmy was over here and we were talking about it. This is where you find out if someone has an artistic eye. He definitely does. I build cool stuff, and I think a lot of people say that like I've got an eye for this stuff, which cool. Because I will do something strange that I think is cool. All right, guys. Bet that'll do it. Let's go see. Hold on, I'm just going to bring you around. I'm going to flip you around. I'm not even going to turn you off. Let's see what we think, guys. Scared. I'm going to get you guys a little closer. Give me just a second here. Bam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if this is going to play to our benefit. Bam, just like so. Hold on, we're not done. You gotta remember, the piece that we want on top, that's the actual perch, goes on here, correct? Remember? Ooh, I didn't even think of that. This is kind of bent in, that looks cool. Okay, I'm gonna kind of center it up here. I got those tight enough, it's gonna kind of hold. Now, if you remember correctly, this is our perch, right? This is paper, but it's makeshift to where our 3-inch pipe goes. Bam. Okay, so dog bones are offset. This is going to have to come forward maybe 1/2 inch. So the center hole in this is the center of the spring. Now, of course, I'll need to put the dog bones on there, okay? Dog bones being these pieces here that's like a shackle, and then the spring goes there. I'll have to put those on. We have wore out bushings, but I think we have enough here to just mock it up, okay? We're going to put that on there, and then we'll have to find the center of this, and that's going to let us know where this sits. Right on? Copy? Capiche? But what I wanted to do was to be able to walk by, look at this, and see if I like it. Now, if you're looking at this, the little black line is 1 inch higher than this is, but it's the same curvature. So that kind of follows it. This sticks out a little, so I'd have to round that little corner over, round this over, but it's keeping the same flow. Now, from this point, we can go into this and look at it and go, well, that would look good swinging out here or whatnot. But this gives us a general idea, guys, of what we want to see.
Reality.
I think the height should be, there it is, right around 9 inches. So that's going to let us know if we got the 3-inch pipe where it needed to be. For the most part, guys, we're sitting at like 9 5/8. So that's a great place to start. That's going to give us, once we have the spring on there, that's going to give us a little bit lower, because as this goes up, the front end of the car goes down. Hi, puppy. So, if you followed along on any of that, you probably get what I was saying and what I was doing. So, just a late night, I thought I'd come out here and do that so I can quit thinking about it and I can start looking at it. So, bam, on to the next thing.
Reality.
All right, guys, I think I got this where I want it. Let me show you guys what we're looking at right quick, okay? So I penciled back and forth with it for a little bit, and I've got it at a nice right height. The stance looks good. Everything is clearing. The wishbones look like they're pretty much parallel, which looks pretty good, and it gives us room for adjustment. If that's where our ride height is, that's kind of where we want to be. I'm going to go ahead and put some blocks under it so that I can move my jacks out, because I will need those in other places. But let me show you what I got. So I went and got some 2.5 inch ID. So pretty thick walls, like 3/16 of an inch. So it's just under 3 inch OD. But this perch fits on it very nice, okay? If you remember, we raised that up 1.5 inches. Let me flip you around again. We raised that perch up 1.5 inches, correct? If you remember. And then we had like 3/4 of an inch for this perch. So what I'm gonna do now is size this up and see if my paper drawing is anywhere close. What I've got to do, guys, let me put you back on a tripod. What I've got to do, let me get you over here again. What I've got to do is get it to where the perch sits in here. Everything is kind of balanced and sits where it needs to be. This needs to come over. I can see that already. The edge of the frame is right out here and not over here. So this whole kit and caboodle needs to scoot over. That's not my concern right now. I want to see how close I was from this, but I need this center point to be in the center, so I am going to have to slide it over. I'm going to get that done. I'll check back in with you guys. Dixie's fixing to lose her mind. She's chasing shadows again. So let me get this situated. I like the height, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. And I'm gonna put the camera in a different position, and we're gonna go ahead and continue on with this. Give me just a second to reset you guys up. All right, guys, let me walk past this right quick with you. So I've got this just about centered. It could be off 1/8 of an inch either way. Not the big concern. My concern right now is how close did I get the paper template. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the perch on there. I've got to get the radiator and the radiator shell back in so that I can make sure that I have enough room on the back of my template here, so that I've got enough room back here. Because if I have to, I need to make the adjustments now, and we have plenty we can take out. I just like the way that that looks, okay? And remember, there's gonna be a speed hole in here, and then we're gonna have some smaller ones coming out. So it's gonna be pretty snazzy looking. But give me just a second, and let me go grab that perch, and we'll kind of fit this up, all right? I'm gonna leave you guys rolling. It's just sitting right here on that workbench. Never mind, I've already moved it over here. So you remember the way that this worked, right? You seen that video just a second ago. That steel that I have, the round, the DOM stuff is gonna go in here, that Schedule 40 stuff. It may have been Schedule 80. I know that they made me a good deal on it. But anyway, so remember, this is gonna go in here like this. So that should sit in there like so, if you're looking at it. That center pin needs to hit on this center pin, okay? So we're gonna just check and see. Because whatever we do in cardboard, we've got to do it on steel. I only want to cut it once. I've got 1/4 inch plate, and I got 4 square feet of it, okay? According to my calculations, this should be extremely close. And by extremely close, guys, I mean dead on. So, bam. So that's sitting on there. Let me tap it down and get it nice and snug. Okay, so this needs to tweak a little forward to take some of that pressure off. Now, guys, we're there. That's it. Let me pull you off and show you. This is why you take your time while you're measuring. Don't get in a big hurry doing this. I've said that before, so check this out. So these need to be trimmed up just a little. This could come up, but this isn't sitting completely parallel, or not parallel, but plumb, well, not plumb, level. So that comes up, that's gonna give us enough room. But if we're looking at this, that's pretty close. Not dead on. These need to come trimmed down a little bit, but this will give me the rough idea that I need, and the measurements are good. My biggest concern was, is this gonna fit back here? And that's sitting pretty well. So I'll cut everything just a scotch bigger. We'll go ahead and take that template off there. Marcus is going to come by today to check the ride height and see that he likes it. And if he likes it, it's go time, guys. We're going to start cutting this stuff, getting it bent, burnt in, putting it together. We'll get the dog bones on. Then we can move to the back. We got the steering rods, a few solutions for that. So time to rock and roll with this, but just wanted to show you that. All right, I've made some progress here. Let me show you guys what I've got figured out here. So our frame rail is at, if I remember right, 3.3 degrees, 3.1 degrees. So your frame rail, this here, you know, this is our frame, goes all the way back, needs to be sitting at the same angle as this, or this needs to be the same angle as the frame rail. So with this on here, I need to pull this back to 3.3, what did that say, 3.2, 3.1. So right in there. So we've got that about right and about right. I've got the perch bolted in. And I've got to redo my little cardboard template. Marcus should be pulling up any minute. I'm going to see if he's good with the ride height. I've got the radiator sitting in there. It is a little mobile right now where we can scooch it around. I'm going to put the shell on there, but I'm going to go ahead and take a little off the back of that, and I need to add some, like a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch. But this is sitting about where it needs to be. So if we have this, let's see what this was. Oh, let me zero it out. 3.4, okay? See it? And the arrow's pointing down, this little arrow here. So we're sitting level there. So I'll pull this to 3.4. And if I'm looking at this and holding that and doing that, I need this to be about 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch right in there somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that up. I may make another one. I'm not real sure. I'm going to do that until Marcus gets here. So
you can't hide from me. Reality.
Making progress. Making progress.
You can't hide from me. Reality. You can't hide from me. Reality. You can't hide from me. Reality. You can't hide from me, reality.
Huh. All right. Let me catch you up to where I'm at. So, I've got this made now. And my battery died, so you didn't get to see me cut this off. Remember, it had that little, did it look like a helmet or something on there? Cut it off. It was too much. Didn't look good. So, I like this much better. A lot cleaner, simpler. So, I've got the headlights back on. Got all that rounded over, cleaned up, sitting flush on top. Same thing for this side, sitting flush on top. So the headlights are on. I already put the shocks on. I just took them off and put a coat of paint on here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bushings in here. And I've got this tacked up right now. So we're tacked up and we're dead on zero. So I'm gonna put the bushings in here, get that set. I got 3.4 on the frame rails on both sides. So I'm going to get the leaf spring back in, put that on 3.4, and burn in my brace and the perch. That's the game plan anyhow. I'm gonna put you guys on lickety split. All right, boys and girls, I've got that front perch done. I've got that done, and I've already started on the side. We had some company over, so we just shut it down and didn't record much as I was working for the past few hours. But let me flip you around and show you. So those little ears, I wound up cutting off the top. But I am super stoked about that. That looks so cool, so much better. Nice, clean, everything's centered out. Our angles and all are exactly where they should be. Looks pretty good. I've got that side off, this little deal down here. So I'm gonna be starting on that. I've already got me a little paper template cut. But that's it. Just a bunch of time, a little bit of resources, and a little more time. So just wanted to touch base with you guys, give y'all that. So this will be one little part of it. I'm going to do those other little pieces and get that done. There's not much to watch there. There's not much going on there, but the perch is pretty important. So I figured I would capture that, walk you guys through it, show you a little bit, and do that. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't yet and you found value in this, subscribe, leave a comment, like it if you care to do so. Till next time, guys, peace and cheers.